Howdy.
Hi.
How you doing?
Went okay. I see you got a boba straw and water.
It's a rubber triple
Oh, it's
glow.
probably for smoothies. Yes.
Yeah, well, it's not rubber, it's a silicone, and I cut it from my small glass.
Oh, I love
So I
that.
can do what I want.
You sure can. Oh, I have a bean in my lap.
Oh, Bean.
Yeah. Say hi, bean.
Oh,
There's a bean.
that little precious.
Yeah.
Bean causing all that drama.
Mm-hmm. But she also had us appreciate Christmas more. So, yeah.
She was like, let me show you.
Yeah, she's
Let
like,
me actually fucking show you.
you don't understand what I bring to your life enough. So, like, we need to fix that.
I'm about Right. So I was thinking about like how we both are like have a December thing, so we could set a little principle of like what the year would be like as far as when we won't be streaming,
Mm-hmm.
you know, and maybe we can plan just more in advance.
Yes.
That way we know coming up um for ourselves. And also I like the idea of setting the precedent that like maybe we don't need to plan every single week of our lives until the end of time.
Mm-hmm.
When I lay it out like that, I'm like, what kind of expectations do I have of myself on a weekly basis? I took a course from this person who um did a live every single Monday for like years, never missed one. Like he would come hungover, he would come, whatever was happening, he just whatever was going on, he just did it. And um as much as I like admired it, I'm like, that is so just unrealistic. And he had a pattern of burning out really
Mm.
extremely. Like, why show up like that?
Yeah, that's not exactly selling.
Yeah, so I feel like I've been like having that in my head of like, well, this person can do it, people can do it, why can't you do it? And that's
Which is
silly.
not healthy.
That's not
Yeah.
so yeah, it's very silly. So, just went to the I just found a good brand that I like.
What is it?
It's a brand of cannabis
Oh.
called Ruby. It's Ruby Farm. They make it upstate. Um, anyway, there's seven little. I'm looking for like a weekly little I don't know, some regularity as far as my cannabis use goes.
Mm-hmm.
And I think this is going to be very helpful. And I've been getting the wrong weed this for so long, meaning like I'm not good on a sativa.
Yeah.
I need to be
That's
taken down
interesting.
notches, not up notches. I am up. I am
Yes.
notched up all the fucking time. Alcohol and weed as depressants for me are medication
Mm-hmm.
for my ADHD.
That's fair.
Um, so anyway, the we went to church today.
Yeah. How did that go?
Oh, it was so lovely. The Reverend was a everyone that was leading the church was a woman or woman identifying. And
Oh.
we specifically went there because they had a sign out front. We hang out in that neighborhood. It's across the park. And there's a sign out front. Like it's like a pride thing. They were like, everyone's welcome here. And we're like, okay, let's go see.
Is it like non-denominational or
No, it's a
universalist?
Methodist. It's a Methodist
Oh,
church.
we love Methodists.
We do. I don't know what the hell Methodist means.
I learned Methodists as far as like churches that are usually in the Bible Belt. Methodists are some of the least problematic. They actually have, and I know this because I had a roommate in college who's Methodist, and they turned out, they wound up coming out as trans. But they made sure I knew that like
Mhm.
they have regular meetings, like the heads of the church or whatever, to discuss the changing times and the changes in society and how they want to reflect that in their church doctrines. So it's the opposite of where I
Mm.
came from, fundamental Baptist church, which in the name, they rebel against all societal changes as much as possible. Whereas the Methodists are like, okay, so
This is what's happening.
trans people exist. And
And we agree, we see them with our eyes.
yeah, we want them to feel comfortable at church. So how about we make sure that we don't tolerate any people that want to talk crap about them, and we make sure that they're safe, and we make sure that they can have access to religion in a safe space. And there are smaller sects that do this, like Universalist churches, but they're not as widespread. Methodists are huge, like not as huge in my parts as Baptists, but as far as Bible Belt goes, it's very hard to come across those smaller, like overly queer friendly churches. Whereas a Methodist is like, even though they're not constantly like flying pride flags at all of them, there's going to be a Methodist at every corner that you can feel safe at, regardless of your situation.
Mm.
And they're very welcoming and they're very in tune with things, from what I understand. At least I'm sure there's churches that don't agree, but like my
Right.
experience with
Naturally.
Methodists has been like the only reason that I didn't take my mother to a Methodist church was that the closest one was massive, and we did not want to do that.
Mhm.
So
Yeah.
but we were lucky enough to have a tiny little church called the Venues that was very pride focused, and not everybody has that ability, but we loved that church. I love that church. I'm not even a Christian. I loved the pastor who was previously a Baptist pastor, so he brought different eyes to the situation.
Mm.
Um, and he got to compare how he was growing up in a fundamental Baptist church to who he wanted to be as, a preacher in this church. And he didn't just do basic, like strict Christian stuff. He also highlighted other religious figures and focused on common themes. So I guess it's closer to a non-denominational church, but yeah, I grew up in such a place where religion is so toxic, and being here
Mm.
has showed me, especially when I brought my mother up here and she is religious and I wanted to give her that experience, it got me into finding out what other religious options there are for her. And yeah, Methodists are one of those ones where I would have taken her if the church was smaller. So I love that you guys have that option there and that they are
It
very
was small
vocally proud.
too. It was really nice. Well, when we first went in, we were approached immediately by two people welcoming us, and
Hmm.
Laura was a little nervous. I was not nervous. Um, I was a Mormon for a year, so I went to church regularly every Sunday. I did seminary every Wednesday.
I'm sorry, Mormon? You're
Yeah,
just gonna drop that
I've
bombshell. You were
never
Mormon for
told,
a
I talk
year.
about this all the time. I've never told you.
Not to me. No, that's huge. I've been learning so much
Bro.
about the chaos that is the LDS lately. So this is a bombshell.
Yeah, when I was like 15-ish, I had my best friend at the time. She asked me if I wanted to start coming to church to a dance at her church on Wednesday. And I was like, hell yeah.
Hmm.
I went, and I don't know, everyone was awesome. I had friends, like I made friends pretty quickly. Just people that go to church are friendly. It doesn't matter whatever their creep vibe of trying to get you to join, or whatever
Hmm.
culty vibes there is, like removing that and just like having a person be pleasant
Hmm.
and kind and good intended
Yes.
is a blessing. So anyway, they were like, she was like, "Do you want to come to church with me?" Eventually, she was like, and she was grooming me to become Mormon, of course.
Yes.
And eventually she was like, "Do you want to come on Sundays?" And I was like, "Hell yeah." Also, just like my home life was pretty horrible. I
Hmm.
was stable in a home, but like my brother was an addict, and like my mom was, doing her
Hmm.
fucking best. So like, yeah, any chance I would to be not at home. I was always staying at friends' house. I had several friends that I would stay at their house. So like I had these solid days locked down because I would hang out on Wednesday, stay the night. Thursday we went to the same school, and
Hmm.
then Sundays I would stay there Saturday, go on Sunday. Um, and then she asked me if I want to do seminary on, I keep saying Wednesdays, and I don't know if that's the truth, but it was like some other weeknight. And I was like, yeah, sure, I'll learn about whatever this is. Like I've always just been very, very curious. And also going today reminded me of when I was in second grade. We lived in a town that had a lot of churches, and I was like, I want to go to church. And my mom took me exactly like I took Laura today. She took me and took me and Ian both. We walked, and then it like started, and then they take all the children in the beginning, and then they like take them off to some little side thing where they teach them things that turns into like Sunday school,
Yeah.
and then they like integrate you back in or whatever. But
Hmm.
anyway, I think I did that a few times, but I was like, oh, my mom did this for me. She was like, okay. And then she just pranced us down, walked right in, and took good charge of all the things and greeting people and whatever. Um, anyway, so the Mormon thing. So that went on for like a good year, and I would have family dinners with them and like praying, and sometimes they like would call on me to pray, and it was very hard because I had to learn all the words and like talk about some heavenly father that I don't really like, never met this dude. So I'm like, and then I couldn't get over the whole Mary thing, being like celibate but pregnant. Like I just in my mind, my 15-year-old mind who was like just like very aware of biology,
Yeah.
was like, I'm
Yeah.
literally learning this in school. How are you telling me this?
Yes.
And I remember saying that, and the woman who was teaching seminary was like, yep, that's the truth. Because I was like, you're telling me this, this Mary character was like, boop, boop, boop. And they're like, yep.
I'll put a baby in
And
her.
I just moved on. I was like,
Yep.
okay.
It is so funny to me that that is the thing that got you out of Mormonism because of the fact that that is in all of Christianity. You didn't
I
even get
know.
to experience the wild ride that is
Well, like I
Mormonism.
knew that the Mary thing was in all religions, but that's actually not what got me out of it. I was just like, whatever, I'm going to continue to learn here. And I
Oh,
had like
okay.
a notebook, I had homework that I had to do every single week to like
Hmm.
learn the Latter-day Saints Bible or whatever it's called, the Book of
Book of
Latter-day Saints.
Mormon. Yeah. Did you get baptized in the Mormon
No,
church?
so like what turned me off was eventually she was like, "Hey, do you want to get baptized?" And I was like, "Oh, no, no, I don't." And I think that was my last time. And she ended up, may we pray for her, becoming addicted to drugs at some point and selling pills. She got arrested for like selling pills. But she like married a person from the church. They had a kid or two or something like that. And then yeah, and I'm not making any statements by saying that,
No.
because obviously being religious doesn't lead to being a drug addict, but
No.
it's just crazy that my time with her and with that church was like then, and then to like play out the rest of it, because I remember being like, okay, they're grooming these two children to marry each other,
Hmm.
and they were grooming me to marry there was a person there that like had a crush on me, and I was like, oh yeah, this person is cute, and like there was like vibes where I was like, oh, they're doing a little matchy match thing. You marry who's in this church.
Yeah.
So
And you marry
anyway,
young,
young, yeah,
very young. Yeah.
right.
And then, of course, divorce is frowned upon. And then there's this whole other level of how crappy it is and one-sided if you do need to get divorced, like how the women are versus the men. That's a whole other thing. I'm glad you got out of it, but also that is wild. That whole
And
chapter
like
in your
not long
life.
later, I moved to Rochester, and then people called me on my house. We had a house phone at the time. I think I was 19, 18 or 19. I had my first apartment with two other people, and they called on the house phone saying the person had given, somehow she knew my phone number from the house phone that I didn't like give her that, whatever.
Hmm.
Um, they asked me if I wanted to join the LDS volleyball team in Rochester's chapter. I was like, please don't call me.
Gosh, that's
And
creepy.
that wasn't the first time the LDS reached out to me after.
Gosh, that's
So
creepy.
that was my time as a Mormon. Isn't
Yeah,
that hilarious? I
that's
love
a
that. I
fun
also knew I was
chapter.
having an experience. I also knew I was like, when am I going to get the opportunity to dip inside the Mormon church? This is research and
Like
development here.
undercover. Well, you know what's
Exactly.
really funny is I found out recently the term that they use when they're witnessing someone and they're trying to get them to convert, they're called investigators because they are investigating whether or not they want to be in the church and they're learning information that they're allowed to learn from the Mormons trying to witness to them. I don't even know if they call it witnessing. That's a word from whenever I was
Witness.
in
Yeah.
church. But
Yeah.
yeah, definitely they call you investigators. So it's really funny that you were taking that to heart. You literally were investigating.
I think I was doing that in second grade too. I was like, I want to see what this is all about. Me and Ian were never baptized on anything. I don't think Nate was either. I know my older two brothers, my eldest two brothers, I think were baptized. I think they were like their mom was like a whatever, but not for us. We were never baptized, and there was so many churches in our town, and I'm sure I heard people in school. We had just moved to this town, so I
Yeah,
was new to second grade, like halfway through second grade or whatever. And the churches were so beautiful, and I was like, I want to get in that building. How do I get
yeah.
in this fucking building? And two, I'm sure I heard people talking about church, and I just remember being like jealous of everyone gathering at the same time, the same day to go into these beautiful castles,
Mm-hmm.
just lots of stuff. And then I think we went to that church twice, and I went to the Sunday school both times, and then from what I recall, I decided I didn't want to go anymore because I
Mm-hmm.
didn't like. I mean, I'm saying this now as like a 42-year-old about second grade me, and
Yeah.
I go through this story pretty often throughout my years because I think about those moments. I'm like, why did I make these choices? I was 7 or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
But I didn't like what they were saying about I didn't know these. I didn't know God. I didn't know Jesus. I didn't know why I'm praising these people I've never met or these
Mm-hmm.
whatevers. So it was just like too much for me. And the way they spoke, I'm from a ratchet ass family. I have 4 older brothers that don't talk about or the way that they're talking in these churches. So I was like, one, I don't even know these languages. Okay, you're not speaking in the words that I know, and if I want to say something, it's going to come out. They're going to be like, who are you, the devil? So I didn't really have a lot of language around how to be around people that weren't like my family.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
That's so interesting.
want to go anywhere. My mom's like, okay. She just like, you want to do a thing? Sure, let's do it. She never gave me any fucking, if anything, if I asked for a thing and it was doable, meaning it
Mm-hmm.
didn't cost money, we would do it.
That's crazy.
Yeah, and that was that. And now Ian is religious because been in recovery for 6 years. So
Right. And they definitely focus on the higher
my
power thing.
brother Bill is pretty religious. He is in charge of the music of their worship at their church. My brother Jay's a Seventh-day Adventist, his wife.
Oh,
I
uh,
really appreciate it. We're all over the fucking board here.
you
Isn't it
are.
funny?
This is
Nate's not
crazy.
religious at all. His wife is a witch also, like me, but um, that's religion in its own thing.
Mm-hmm.
So it's just interesting how we've all kind of um, I don't know, went through. I've just felt like if I have an opportunity to experience a way that someone else lives, I want to experience it. What if I like it? One, two, if I meet a person like that, I want to know what I'm dealing with.
Mm-hmm.
I want to know like what your values are so I know how to speak to you. One, respectfully, but two, maybe it's scary and I don't want to be a scared person.
Yeah. Like so many people, like in the Fundy Church, for example, will seem so nice and so kind-hearted.
Mm.
And then you find out more about their beliefs, and you're like, do you believe everything in your church? Like, do you have a hard stance against your church on anything? And they're like, no, I believe in the Bible. And it's like, okay, all right, this is going to be a different type of relationship. We're
Yeah.
not going to be able to, I'm not going to be able to see you the same way. knowing that you believe the things that you do.
I changed my
Ooh,
background.
I
I'm
see
like, you have a
that.
background. I don't have one.
You've
I need to find
gotten,
something better.
yeah, you've got a spiritual Buddha. I love it.
So that was a day. It was great. We left early, went to a diner, and then we
Hmm.
went to the weed store after
Oh, a weed store.
like,
I love
like
that.
medication. And then we went to the dram shop, the
What's a dram shop?
bar that we like to go to that has really good food.
Oh, that's the name
Sports,
of it.
yeah, the dram shop.
I thought that was like a type of store that I had never heard of. And I'm like, more lingo, give me.
I know, right? Yeah, juicy.
So that's awesome. I love that you guys have a day. And
Yeah,
I
it was
love
so
that
great.
having a later planning day also gives you the opportunity to have this like morning of fun
Mm,
and activity before you get into the planning part.
yeah, it wasn't rushed at all. It ended at noon, and like also just the congregation was just all female. They introduced they whoever's gonna go up there says their thing, says their pronouns, and then they go on. They did a lot of acknowledgement today about what was going on in Gaza and Israel, and
Mm.
I guess not yesterday, but maybe the day before, the tree in Bethlehem was lit for the first time in 3 years.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so they did a lot of today's thing was about like feeling in prison, and
Hmm.
also is my labor of love for being here all for naught because of all the shit, right? Like, is it working? Is me having
Hmm.
hope working? Is me like doing things, just facilitating groups for peer support, is that working? Because it doesn't seem to be. So it was all about being able to like see what is working
Hmm.
and that it is working and where it's working,
Yeah.
seeking for where it's working instead of being like, I don't see it.
Yes, exactly. Because the peer support thing is that was very helpful for me. I'm literally a different person from the beginning of that to the end of that
Hmm.
chapter when we were doing the peer support groups.
Yeah, me too, man. Me
Yeah.
too. In a crazy way,
Mm-hmm.
a crazy intense way.
Absolutely. And like secondhand, my partner too has been picking
Hmm.
stuff up as we talk through stuff. Usually, especially after we've had some drinks,
Hmm.
that's when we start talking about stuff and we get to the root of stuff and we come out of it better. And it's pretty nice. But like
Yeah,
there's
that's
language
lovely.
that I just would not have had without those
Yeah,
groups.
the language, man. The language is really, really critical.
Mm-hmm.
And I find myself like recently needing language for things I don't have language for, which feels
Mm-hmm.
weird because I've spent so much time building up language on how to care and support for myself and how to communicate with people that communicate differently than me.
Mm-hmm.
And so like when I feel like I can't say something because however it's going to come out, it's not going to mean what it's supposed to mean.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I'm just like noticing how long it can take me to get the language. One, I have to ask for it. Then I have to
Mm-hmm.
like study it, remember it, believe it, and then be able to communicate it in the way and the style that gets the message across. And that can
Mm-hmm.
take a long time. And then I'm like, so now I have to sit in this because I can't have the conversation yet.
Right.
And then the practice of, being uncomfortable while also trying to balance comfort, you
Which
know?
is also a whole practice.
Yeah.
Exactly. Well, that's a fun way to start this one.
Yeah.
Which reminds me, for the holidays, we are not going to be here the 14th or the 21st. We'll be back on the 28th at normal schedule time, new normal schedule time, which is 1 Central, 2 Eastern.
Beautiful. Maybe I'll do like I'll make some sort of calendar. I know I tried this in the past with like an app on Wix, but like maybe I'll do something else Maybe we'll just have a Sunday service Instagram or something,
Yeah,
you
with
know?
like announcements. And we
Yeah.
can have them linked in our
Hmm.
descriptions.
Hmm.
Well, with that, let's go ahead and get started. Um, so this is our Sunday service. We usually begin it with 30 to 60 minutes of just talking, unwinding, getting stuff out of our like head, at which point we continue to plan our next week. Um, so what we're doing here is we focus on structure and accountability. We want to show up for ourselves, which means practicing time management, self-care, and grace for ourselves, making realistic plans, defining what on time means for that day, delegating when it's needed, and building rest and joy into our days. So some tips for a successful meeting. We want to honor the moment and set the tone, which is all about ritual. We want to be present, curious, grounded, and inspired. We want to curate our vibe with lighting, music, clothes, fidgets, whatever we need to make ourselves comfortable. We want to handle our basics like stretching, snacks, hydration, bathroom, and grab our tools like pens and notebooks, laptop, whatever you use to plan, and a calendar, things that help you focus. And then you also want to use your resources. We have a Notion template that you can, if you have a Notion account, just duplicate it. And then we also have a separate video if you need to duck out and do this at another time. And you don't want to go through the video that we're doing right now. There is a visuals video on the page on the channel that just has the sections listed out with timers.
I'll do the links in the chat here soon.
Perfect. So we want to clear lingering thoughts and responsibilities so that our minds can work more effortlessly as we plan for the next week. So we do it in 4 sections. We do a brain dump, which gets everything left over in our brain um, onto page. We do that for 20 minutes. Then we spend 10 minutes on reflective questions about the previous week. Then we pull out the most important things for our top 20 and we spend 15 minutes for that. Then we take 10 minutes adding things to the calendar and thinking about like accounting for the weather and other things that we might forget to plan for. And then we'll wrap up. So we
Lovely.
will start. Let me share my screen here. We will start with our 20-minute brain dump. So there's no right or wrong way to do this. Basically, it could look any kind of way. It could look like a list or a blurb or both. Just take whatever's taking up space in your mind and just kind of spit it all out onto the paper or your computer screen. Um, and we want to make sure that we use it to kind of bring focus and clarity, declutter things on our mind. Um, and there's any number of things you could include in it. So we'll take 20 minutes for that and we'll later work on prioritizing the important bits. So don't worry about that just yet. Just focus on getting everything out there. So we'll
Beautiful.
take 20 minutes, mute, and come back.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, and we're back.
Right. How'd you do?
Did pretty okay. I realized there's quite a few things. Usually most of the stuff I throw in my brain dump list, I plan to do same day. Since Sunday, oh, pardon me. Sunday is usually a day that I have more time. But
Hmm.
I noticed this time with the stuff that I plan to do, I won't have as much time to do them because our game tonight is tonight and not this afternoon. So that cuts into a lot
Um,
of the time. So I'm gonna have to delegate that to later in the week once I do my top 20 and add to calendar. But overall,
Mhm.
pretty good. How'd you do?
Okay. Um, I have some just like real old shit that I need to like put a cap on already. Like getting my shit from Maxine's.
Hmm.
I fucking have to think about this woman so frequently, and I don't want to, specifically because I can't leave the state on a plane if I don't go up there and get my fucking shit. Like it's stopping me from like I feel like a trapped prisoner.
Mm, jeez.
Sucks. I'm like my only advocate, so like I get distracted by other things. Now it's December. So
Yeah. And when were you trying to fly out of state?
I don't know. I have no even
Right.
like anywhere, literally fucking anywhere. I haven't been out of the city in 6 months.
Do you think it would be possible for Laura to escort you to Maxine's to get your stuff so that you have moral support?
I mean, I'm sure she would, but like I don't really care about the moral support. I just care about getting out
Yeah.
and like not having it be a fucking whole thing. And I don't want to involve anyone else who I know there because Maxine is just difficult to deal with. And I just have all these like little fears that keep coming up of like, like what if she like had someone go upstairs and get all my stuff and like put it somewhere or like go through it or get rid of it or do something shitty. I just like
So that's
once
putting
you
weight on you.
yeah. And that and like just seeing her in general like upsets me that I thought she was a friend, you know? And like just thinking about how she's not checked in on me literally one fucking time. Literally one time.
Mm-hmm.
It's made me reflect on my time with like the loft also, because it's been a bit since that ended. So anyway, I just want that to be over and I just don't. I always like can get a plan and it seems so hopeless because it's the state and country have made it so hard for people to travel.
Yes.
Like I can't rent a car because of regulations.
Mm.
Yeah.
And but she's not out of state, right?
No.
Okay. So it
That
kind
has
of
nothing to do with being going out of state.
right.
Not having a passport or a real ID to like go fly anywhere is a huge fucking deal.
Yes.
Going from being able to like go anywhere to like not anywhere because of whatever is passed is such fucking crazy bullshit.
It is.
Like I don't like it here. Don't trap me here. You're trapping people here that don't want to be here. Just let us fly away.
It's real.
So I don't know. I'm just trying to see what I can pull out of that.
Yeah, it kind of sounds like as shitty as it's going to be back in that situation and see her again, that the band-aid needs to be ripped off so you can write that chapter out of your life because it is draining you. It is taking so much out of you. And it's gotten to the point where you're ruminating and coming up with scenarios in your head that are not productive. That if I were doing that, you would be probably not chewing me out about it, but you would be
Mm-hmm.
talking me through that, like, no, you don't know this is the case. You don't know that's the case. You created these situations that are making it more intimidating.
Mm-hmm.
So, as uncomfortable and unfortunate and possibly triggering as it's going to be, you've got to get it done. And also, using support and asking for help. I know you don't want to bring anyone else into this, but it could also be a thing where you send someone, in there to get it so that it's not a whole thing and you don't
Mm-hmm.
have to see her. If you absolutely under no circumstance want anyone else to do that, then I do still recommend bringing someone with because they can always be your out. Like, hey, no, we have to go. You
Yeah.
get your stuff, you go. Let them play bad guy and be like, no, listen, we don't have time for this crap. You get your stuff and you leave. And it doesn't have
Yeah.
to be confrontational. It can be a time thing. Like I do that with my partner sometimes. I'll be like,
Mm-hmm.
listen, I hate to be a bitch, but we don't have time. We have to go. And
Mm-hmm.
he's like, when we get in the car, thank you so much. So,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, let someone else play the bad guy if you need to. Even better if you could have them go in. There's no connection there, so there's less that she can hold on to them and talk to them about. But if you think that she still will do that, then yeah, do it
Yeah.
as a pair and have them play bad guy.
She also likes to like limit, like if I'm like, hey, I'm gonna be in town, she'll be like, that doesn't work for me. She has these ways, she's a narcissist, so she has these ways of controlling the situation.
So it seems like so the scheduling is going to be the tricky part. Well, one of
Because
the tricky
ideally I would
parts.
just show up and knock on the door and be like, I'm coming in to get my stuff. And or show up and knock on the door and she's not there. That would be ideal. Because I can
And
just
you
go in.
still have a way of getting your stuff if she's not there.
She doesn't, yeah.
It kind of sounds like if you guys aren't really communicating well, like she's not reaching out to you, she's not really doing well, and you have no intention of maintaining this after you get your stuff back because she hasn't shown the same interest. Maybe you just go.
Yeah.
Rip that band-aid off, get it out of your life. You
Yeah.
don't need that. You've got enough going on. You don't need this Maxine drama, and you'll feel lighter.
Mm-hmm.
And if she wants to say boo about it, you don't have to let that weigh on you anymore because you'll have nothing tying you to that situation.
Yeah.
So that kind of seems like the painful homework is
Right.
that we need to do that. And then you don't have it, the sooner the better, because I don't want you dealing with that through the holidays. Holidays are hard enough without that. Don't let her take this from you.
Yeah.
Just imagine that I'm in this situation and that you're talking me through it.
This is a good one. I need to remember this. Like what would I say to Scarlett?
Because you always like are very passionate about the stuff that I say in these situations and my mindset. So yeah.
Okay, that's helpful. Appreciate that.
Yeah. With that, let's go into reflective questions. So we'll take 10 minutes for this and we're going to think about our week. So we'll ask ourselves questions like, how was the week and all my goals, my roles, and why was it like that? What worked and what could I have done differently? What needs following up on? We want to be kind to ourselves. We, want to use this as a memory exercise and to kind of pivot into a better week. We don't want to be rude about, oh, here's all the stuff I didn't get done. So we'll take 10 minutes for that, and then we'll come back and move into our top 20.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, so that's our reflective questions. How do we do?
Pretty good. I was multitasking also because I didn't do the description or anything from last week, so I went back and forth.
Mm,
How about you?
I did pretty good. I shook it up a little bit and decided instead of breaking up the questions to do like one block of text using the questions since the answers flowed together pretty well. And
Mm.
then I just did a mini bullet point of stuff that I realized when I was writing my reflection, stuff that I want to focus on. Just I limited to three very basic points, not listed out the way I had it in the brain dump, but just like the main theme.
Mm.
So, kind of more like a refined version of my brain dump.
That's nice.
All right, so next part is top 20. We'll take 15 minutes and we just want to pull out roughly 20 things from our reflective questions and brain dump. It doesn't have to be exactly 20. The main purpose is prioritizing things after we let everything flow freely. Want to practice pulling out the important things and limiting ourselves to what is feasible for the week. So the kind of started that process already in my brain dump. Um, and we will do this for 15 minutes and then we'll come off mute and do the last section.
Thank you.
Mhm. Okay, that's top 20. How'd you do?
Pretty good. I have a new category called future. So things that I like I'm able to look at my days and be like, okay, this will fill up this day, this day, this day, and then anything else goes in future.
Very nice. I like that.
Yeah, that way when I do next top 20s, I can consider those before I add anything new.
Exactly.
We'll see how that works.
And then you don't have to go through your entire previous planning in
Mm-hmm.
order to pull out those follow-ups. I
Right.
like that.
Nice.
Well, I finished early because I did a lot of my stuff for those things before.
Mm-hmm.
So it was easy to pluck them out. And what I did with the extra time was check my Kinzu app, which is like a family-friendly messaging app that you have to have like a code or something to message. I use that with my niece.
Mm.
Um, and I found out that I know that she's had like a passive interest in digital art for a bit. And my brother has been telling her that, like, if she practice, I know, like, last year he said, if you practice every day on your tablet for this long, then I'll get you a better tablet for drawing because it proves that she's really interested in it. And I
Mm.
remember when she started drawing, she was drawing fan art from this game that she and I play together on Roblox. That's her favorite. And and she started sending me recently her new drawings, and the progress in this girl's style is absolutely just blowing me away. She's 9 and she is developing an art style. She's not just doing copy, she's not just trying to replicate
Wow.
the character, she's developing unique little things to give her a spin. Like she created little cowlick fluffs and special eyelashes and just little signatures. And I'm like, dude, I don't even know if I could do that.
Yeah.
Like,
Like, girl, where is this coming from?
right, like when I was drawing and I didn't even start drawing like to that degree until I was in closer to high school. And even I was trying to copy it as closely as possible.
Mm-hmm.
So I just think that's wonderful. And I just had big proud vibes when she was sending me those pictures and she was so proud of them and I was proud of them. And
Mm.
she's got shading, she's practicing with gradients. I just nine,
Wow.
blowing me away. She's amazing. Anyway, so that's just my proud aunt moment. I had to share.
Future stoner queer artist.
Yeah, she's amazing. Uh, um, and she's obviously an ally. Like I
Mhm.
get those vibes from her too.
Amazing.
So, we are on our last section here, so we'll take 10 minutes to add our things from our top 20 into our calendar. And we also want to consider things like the weather and domestics, and we want to have non-committal times as well, where we're not planning to do anything for periods of time so that we can either relax or if something pops up, we've got it covered. And times where we just go off the map and nobody can bother us so that we have space to exist and think and not and like recharge our social battery.
Word.
So we'll take 10 minutes for that and then we will come back and wrap up.
Okay, thank you.
Mhm. Okay, so that is our last section. How do we feel?
Pretty good. I really didn't have much to do except for check the weather because during the last section I was able to just put some things in where they needed to go.
Mhm.
So I just kind of look through my calendar, see if there's anything else I need to remember.
Which is
What
how
about,
you do it.
yeah, what about you?
I found out that it's going to be ridiculously cold. It's going to get to 14, which I guess in New York isn't as cold as it could be. It's not single digits, but like here, it was so nice this week. It went from like snowing to a couple days later, like I just needed a light jacket and it was sunny and nice. Like Midwest weather is no joke, especially in this state.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous. And this week it's going to get almost to 60 and it's going to get down to 14. And I'm like, please stop this. My partner's metal bones and joints and stuff, and
Mhm.
then my body aches and pains. We cannot handle this. Pick
Yeah,
something.
man. My weather
But
app
whatever.
says that what did it say? Back-to-back snow for Midwest and Northeast.
Hmm.
And usually Northeast does include New York State, obviously, and that's happening, but like it's not down here. Like it's been
Yeah,
snowing upstate for a bit. Nice big fluffy snow, but
but
yeah,
not
there's
for you.
apparently supposed to be one day where it's like below freezing. Otherwise, it's going to be 30s and 40s, rain or snow, but I'm sure that will change.
If you get good fluffy snow in your area, are you going to play in it?
Laura's looking at me saying yes.
I feel like that would be a
Oh, she
healing
threw a
moment.
snowball at me last year. Forgot about that.
Aw,
We went to the park and it was what came into my mind was like going outside, the fluffy snow immediately turns into like disgusting garbage snow because,
New
how it
York.
is. Yeah.
I
But
feel like, well, and like you guys are in an apartment, right? So surely there's some section that's not on the street yet that maybe you have
well, we have
like
a balcony, but like it didn't snow. Did it snow here last year, really? Except for like that one or two, yeah. And we might have still been in my apartment at that time, which was
Man,
different.
yeah,
So,
I want that for you. I want you to take a moment, like if it snows, because you are very nature oriented anyway, and we're working on healing your inner child. And I think it would be fun if you take this moment to make a quick little memory, even if it's just a few minutes out in the snow, and then you get cold and you're like, I'm not having fun. Go out and just touch the snow and enjoy being a kid in the snow, especially since we aren't always able to do that in our
yeah.
childhood.
Yeah.
So, like, or there's other stuff that's weighing on us when we're a kid that makes it less enjoyable.
Hmm.
So, like, take this moment to treat yourself to snow if you get it, because you may not in the future.
Yeah.
Just enjoy that moment.
Well, that's very
So,
lovely.
I'm
Thank you.
glad that Laura is enabling you as well. I'm
Yeah,
glad
she
Laura's
looked at me
immediately
and she was
like,
like,
yeah. She's
mm-hmm.
like, "Oh, we're doing it. I'm dragging you by your scruff if I need to." I love that. Um,
That's good.
So on that pleasant note, I also want to, with all the stress that you've been undergoing and the weight that we talked about earlier and what you and I personally talked about last week, I want you to like do a thing for me that you'd probably have me do and like take a full body breath, dude. Like hold
Mm,
it for a couple seconds and then like let it out. And in fact, I think we can both do that together right now. We'll
okay.
just and then just like
You
gradually
almost made me a little weepy.
let your muscles like unwind. I mean, you know how to do it. You've led other people to do it. Like even when we hang up on this call, take a few minutes and do what you would have someone else do, walking them through this. And then go about your day after we planned and you've let go of stuff.
You're really putting me through my own medicine.
Do it. That's the theme. I'm Michelleing you so hard right now. Like you're scarleting in
Yeah.
some ways, so I have to Michelle you. That's how it works.
That is how it works. Thank you. I
Of
appreciate
course.
that so much.
You deserve it. You do this for people all the time. You deserve someone to turn your own stuff back at you. And you deserve to get weepy. Get
Yeah.
weepy if you need. And then after you're done weeping, do more breaths and body releases. And I believe in you and care about you, and everyone deserves this. And the holidays are great, and they also suck ass. So enjoy the good parts and try to breathe through the less good parts because you deserve it.
Thank you. Thank you. I've been doing good at like doing breathing at night
Hmm.
instead of ruminating, so I'll continue to put that into my day.
Definitely. And have Laura help you too. You guys can do it together.
Yeah. Okay, that's a good idea.
All
Thank
right, dude. You enjoy your day and
We'll
let
see you
me
in
know.
2 weeks.
See you in, I guess it would be 3 weeks because we're skipping 2 weeks.
Oh yeah.
But in
Yeah.
those 2 weeks, I mean this from the bottom of my heart, I'm not just saying that. In those 2 weeks, if you need to vent or talk, I genuinely want
Mm.
you to reach out to me, especially like on Messenger. I am not on Discord as much as I used to be. Reach out to me on Messenger, dude. I've been trying
Yeah, I
really
gotta
hard to
remember
be
that.
there.
Yeah.
I want to be here for you because you've got a lot of people that are not doing that for you,
Mm.
even though you do it for them. And I want you to genuinely know it's not like, oh man, let me know if you need anything. It's like, no, actually reach out to me and I will be here for you. Even if we need a FaceTime or Face
Mhm.
Messenger, whatever, like we did the other night, I will do that for you.
Uh,
So keep that in mind if you need it,
Thank
especially with
you.
Laura working. If you're
Yeah.
during the day and you need it, I'm here.
Okay. I appreciate that.
Absolutely. Doesn't need to be 3 weeks
Yeah.
before we have FaceTime.
Yeah, that's true.
All
I was
right.
appreciative that we were able to like debrief on Messenger before this
Mm-hmm.
since we couldn't meet earlier. So
Yeah, and I feel like we should face call on Messenger more often because it's easier than doing the computer stuff, and we can just
yeah.
do it anywhere on our
Yeah,
phones.
absolutely. Totally.
Cool. All right. Have
Okay,
a good
friend. Thank
day.
you.
Enjoy, and tell Laura I said hi, and thank you for being there.